like to welcome Mr. Michael Dietz, Brother Rice class of 1979.
Thank you very much. If this talk changes your life in any way, I want to know about that. So hopefully it'll be in a positive way. I want to thank you for coming out this morning. I know you had a lot of choices to probably stay in bed a little bit longer. It's early, it's cold, it's dark outside. The rumor has it that you're here probably for the bagels or for extra credit, but I hope that I can tell you something a little bit about Dietz Sports Entertainment, the company I started 6 years ago, that you may remember something from my talk, and it may inspire you one day to own your own company. Can everyone hear me? There we go, a little bit better. Thank you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Dietz Sports Entertainment and who we are and what we do and where we're headed in the near future. But before I do that, I think I need to tell you a little bit about my background and my career so that you have an idea of what sparked the idea to start Dietz Sports Entertainment. First of all, a little bit about myself. I'm one of 7 children, grew up in the area, went to St. Hugo's School, not too far from here. Graduated there in 1975, which seems like a million years ago. Graduated from Brother Rice here in 1979, which was 30 years ago. In fact, last Saturday, just around the corner, we celebrated our reunion, and it was just great to see a lot of friends, a couple I hadn't seen in 20, 25 years. But those friendships are always there, and I think for those of you that go to Marion and Brother Rice, you may not see it while you're going through it, but afterwards you'll see that there is a common bond. And it's a lot of fun to have those connections and friends out there in the world. When I was here at Brother Rice, I was able to play a couple sports. I played baseball for a little bit, and I played basketball. And I got a couple Piston tickets for someone if they can guess who my JV baseball coach was. Anyone guess who my JV baseball coach was out there? No, it wasn't Cal. No, it wasn't Riker. Any other question? Any guesses? No, Shaw, no. Carrico, no. He was a very, very good coach. One of the smartest guys in your school. He's still here today. No, it wasn't. He's a leader of your school. Not Bernie. Kozlowski, right here. 2 tickets to a Piston game. Well done. For those of you that didn't win, I'll let you try to guess who my freshman basketball coach was. Can anyone guess my freshman basketball coach? Carrico. First, right there. If you want to take a couple of friends that guess, let me know. All you gotta do is email me, tell me that you won, and then I'll get you those tickets, okay? Anyway, graduated in 1979. Then I was able to play basketball here, all 4 years. It was great. We were ranked 1 in the state. Had a lot of dear friends from that team. But while I was here, school was a very important part of being here, and the friendships we made was awesome. After that, I went on to Western Michigan University. Back there when we decided to go to school, I had 2 older brothers that were already at Western, so we didn't really overthink it. I think nowadays you have opportunities to go visit a lot of schools and try to really figure out where you want to go. Back then, I kind of was going to go to Western because I had 2 brothers that were already there. And I think, there was my sister, I had an older sister that was at Michigan, but I probably wasn't smart enough to go to Michigan. So that's probably how I ended up at Western Michigan. Got a business degree from Western Michigan in 1983, graduated from there. Was able to play basketball there for 4 years. And that's kind of when I really started to get the knowledge in my mind that I really wanted to do something in sports. Played there for 4 years. We won the MAC championship in 1981. I was captain of the team in 1983. And again, just met so many people in the world of sports during those 4 years at Western Michigan University. After graduating from Western, I had a father that always thought that you should stay in school as long as you possibly can. And he encouraged me to continue to go on to school. I had an older brother that was in dental school, another older brother that was in law school. I had an older sister that was in law school. So guess what? I got to go to school some more. So I went over to Cooley Law School in Lansing, Michigan, and graduated from Cooley Law School in 1987. While I was there, I worked with the Michigan State University Athletics Department and was able to tutor a lot of the football players. And that was a great opportunity because I had an opportunity to meet a coach by the name of George Perlis, who's been a great friend of mine, even since back then. Probably because I kept a lot of his guys eligible. But that was a great time in my life. Although school was hard, the work and the friends that I made while in Cooley really stick in my mind, and to this day I'm glad I went. I also worked at a law firm while I was there called Foster, Swift, Collins & Coey. And I thought that was a turning point for me as well because I went in there 4 days a week and I worked probably about 30 hours a week to help pay for law school. But while I was there, I kind of came across my mind that I really, as much as I respected Mr. Foster, Mr. Swift, Mr. Collins, and Mr. Coey, it dawned on me that I really didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go and be in a law firm every single day of my life. I was more of a sales and marketing person. I wanted to be out of the office more than in the office. And again, it made me believe that what I wanted to do was something in sports and entertainment. After that, I wanted to get a job, and I did what everyone else did. I sent out resumes, and I said, you know what, I'm going to send these resumes to the 4 sports teams in town, and I'm going to see if I can get a job with one of the teams. And I sent out a resume to the Detroit Tigers, Detroit Lions, the Red Wings, and the Pistons. The Pistons sent me a letter back that was just a form letter, and basically said there's nothing available. The Detroit Tigers never responded at all, and that's a funny story because later in my career, I ended up working for Mike Gillis, who owned the Detroit Red Wings and Little Caesars and later the Detroit Tigers. But when he purchased the Tigers, he ended up letting go everybody that worked there for the current owner. And the person that I sent the resumes to, I ended up taking his office when we bought the Tigers. So I kind of went in there and got the office of the person that never returned a phone call or answer to my resume. But the Red Wings did call, and I got a call from someone at the Red Wings, and they wanted me to come in. I had an interview with 2 or 3 different people, and I finally, in my 4th interview, I met the owner. And the owner owned a pizza chain called Little Caesars. And he said, although you want to work for the Red Wings, I really need help at Little Caesars. He goes, I'm about to open 400 or 500 stores a year, and I want to have a professional athlete at every single store. And he said, you're the person to do it. I know you can do it. We want to have a big, huge grand opening at every single store. It was 1987, 1988. I took the job. It was a lot of fun. The other thing he wanted me to work on at that time was overseeing his amateur sports programs, which was a huge amateur hockey program, baseball program, and soccer program. Has anyone in here ever played in a Little Caesars soccer league or baseball league or one of their hockey teams? No? A couple back here. Okay, well, it was a wonderful. It was small at the time, '87, but he wanted to build it up, and I was going to oversee that. But I was more importantly, I was asked to oversee every one of these grand openings, and he wanted to have a professional athlete at every single opening. So '87, '88, I wasn't married, single. Had to travel all around the country. I think I figured out that I went to 39 different states, opening up these Little Caesars and meeting all these professional athletes and having them sign autographs at all of them. Again, just reiterating in my mind that I wanted to do something in sports and entertainment. After a couple years of that, I moved over to work on all the events that they had at Cobo Arena. We had convinced University of Detroit to play basketball there. The Chronic Boxing program had a bunch of fights going on at Cobo Arena, and I was in charge of doing all the marketing for those. Worked with great fighters like Tommy Hearns. Emmanuel Stewart was the manager of Cronk, and I learned a lot during that. We had a major indoor lacrosse team. We just purchased an indoor soccer team. We went on and bought the arena football team, which won 5 championships in the first 6 years. And then there were a bunch of family shows at the Fox Theater and Cobo Arena and Joe Louis Arena. And I was in charge of doing all the marketing and sales for all of those different events. And it was a great learning experience, and that led into 1991 when I moved over to work with the Detroit Red Wings and working with all the players. A young kid by the name of Steve Eiserman at that time, Bobby Probert, Joey Kosher, just a lot of great guys that I consider friends to this day. After '91, I moved over to the Detroit Tigers, and that was